Premier League Matchweek 35 review, key takeaways and tactical insights 1. Arsenal's confidence shaken ahead of PSG. Arsenal's surprise 2-1 defeat to Bournemouth at the Emirates has sparked concerns about their ability to overturn a 1-0 deficit against Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League semi-final. Manager Mikel Arteta admitted the result created rage, anger, frustration, and a bad feeling, which he hopes will motivate his players midweek in Paris. However, those emotions can be a difficult base from which to perform under high pressure, especially against a PSG side known for home comebacks, having reverse deficits against both Aston Villa and Manchester City earlier in the tournament. Adding to Arsenal's woes, they've now dropped 21 points from winning positions this season, equaling a club record. PSG, conversely, have a habit of turning games around, particularly on home soil. With Arsenal fatigued from recent matches and PSG well-rested, the odds are stacked against the Gunners maintaining or building a lead in France. Cole Palmer's comeback could propel Chelsea to the top 4. Cole Palmer was the standout performer in Chelsea's crucial 3-1 victory over Liverpool, marking a return to form after months of inconsistent displays. Palmer set up the opening goal with a brilliant run and later sealed the win with a late penalty, ending an 18-match goalless streak. Beyond the goals, Palmer's overall performance, 5 shots, 4 chances created, and 1 near miss off the post, was reminiscent of his early season brilliance. His resurgence comes at the perfect time, with Chelsea facing Newcastle, Manchester United, and Nottingham Forest in their final 3 games. If Palmer maintains this form, Chelsea are well positioned to secure Champions League qualification. Tielemans. Guardiola's tactical shift works, but only short-term pep. Guardiola's Manchester City edged Wolves 1-0 thanks to a tactical experiment involving a box midfield and split strikers. The change gave City greater control in midfield, with Ilkay Gundogan and Bernardo Silva pivotal in winning possession and launching the attack that led to the goal. However, the strategy has limitations. City's expected goals, XG, of just 0.6, indicates a lack of clear chances. The formation sacrifices natural width and leaves Erling Haaland out of the side, making it unsustainable in the long run. Still, it may be enough to see them over the line for Champions League qualification this season. Brentford emerging as surprise contenders for European football. Brentford's 4-3 win over Manchester United puts them in pole position for 8th place, which could mean European qualification if Man City win the FA Cup. United fielded their 3rd youngest ever Premier League Zabendenas as manager Ruben Amorim prioritized the Europa League. Brentford took full advantage and have now won 3 consecutive Premier League games for the first time in 18 months. With winnable fixtures ahead, got relegated Ipswich, out-of-form Fulham and Wolves, Thomas Frank's side could make history with their first European campaign. Tielemans symbolizes Emery's demand for control at Aston Villa. Tielemans scored the winner against Fulham, but his real value lies in his midfield control. The Belgian has started every Premier League and Champions League match this season, consistently linking defense and attack with composed, forward-thinking passes. Manager Unai Emery was visibly frustrated during the match by back passes and sloppy play, singling out others, but not Tielemans, whose precise passing and decision-making reflect Emery's tactical ideals. Teammate John McGinn called him our best player by a mile this season. 6. Newcastle's grip on top 5. Begins to slip. Newcastle's late penalty equalizer at Brighton, earned after a bold switch to a 4-2-4 formation, might prove to be a pivotal point. However, it wasn't the full 3 they needed. They now face a resurgent Chelsea, and anything less than a win could allow Aston Villa to overtake them. With Arsenal still on their schedule, Newcastle's Champions League hopes hang in the balance. West Ham and Potter running out of time to lift spirits. A 1-1 draw at home against a heavily rotated Spurs side extended West Ham's winless streak to 8 league matches, their worst run since 2017. Despite facing a vulnerable backline, they managed only 2 shots on target and posted an XG of 0.88. With tough fixtures remaining, manager Graham Potter is under pressure to deliver something positive before the season ends. The atmosphere is growing increasingly toxic at London Stadium. Vardy's goal brings a moment of joy to Leicester. Jamie Vardy ended Leicester's 826-minute home goal drought with a strike against Southampton, a meaningful moment for the club and fans. With Vardy expected to depart this summer, there's hope he can deliver a memorable send-off. He now has 144 Premier League goals, tied with Robin van Persie and just 2 away from joining the top 13 all-time scorers. A goal in Leicester's final home game against Ipswich would be a fitting farewell. Enciso's Thunderbolt highlights potential for Brighton on loan at Ipswich. Julio Enciso delivered a moment of magic with a stunning long-range goal against Everton. It was the highlight of an excellent performance where he led his team in shots, dribbles, fouls won, and crosses. With 2 goals and 3 assists in 10 starts, Enciso is making a strong case to feature in Brighton's plans next season. 10. Forest. Still in the mix, despite dropped points, Nottingham Forest's 1-1 draw at Crystal Palace marked another missed opportunity, but the result might prove valuable. With Chelsea and Newcastle facing off next week, Forest could capitalise with a win over relegated Leicester. Their final games against West Ham and Chelsea provide a clear path to securing a top-5 finish and a potential Champions League berth. According to pundit Michael Owen, it's still in Forest's hands. Matchweek 35 delivered drama, momentum shifts, and tactical experimentation as the Premier League season approaches its climax. From Arsenal's wobble to Chelsea and Brentford's charge, the race for Europe is wide open. The coming weeks promise tension, excitement, and more surprises.